What's up, guys? This is another podcast for all you fans of 402 Films. My name is Jake Williams. I'm one of your hosts, and along with me, as always,
Luke Moyer.
he downloaded this app where there's all these different sounds, and he's been dicking around with it all afternoon. It's just weird.
You're just mad because I'm better than you.
Anyways, this is Midnight Show, and it's coming at you every single 4 Tuesday. For normal people, it's Tuesdays at 12 a.m. Central Standard Time. Why?
This is cool.
Hey, guys. It's me. It's Jake Williams.
Hello. It's me.
I'm here to talk to you about rabid dogs that are controlling most
Let
major
me just
cities.
do like a PSA before everything. Last week was what was last week's? Talking about crime and
We're talking about the debate in the Batcast.
We were talking about how we we lost a lot of our teammates, our team members, because of the crime and corruption in the city. So we had a funeral, and that's why we were gone so long.
Yeah, and it was Crooked Hillary, dude.
Crooked.
She's crooked. So this is a new show that we're going to be doing. It's not Drinks After Work. It's not Batcast. It's not even Jake and Luke Live that we briefly... I mean, that's something we want to do again.
This is called Shooting the Shit with Jake and Luke.
Shooting the Shit.
It's a working title, by the way.
Yeah. Can't really put that on a T-shirt.
I mean,
you could, but I mean, not many people could wear that in public.
You could wear it in public. You couldn't just wear it. You couldn't wear it to respectable places.
Good, yeah.
So I mean, you could wear it to Walmart. You could wear it to get a burger.
I'm always upset.
You shouldn't wear it at school.
When I think it's
church.
a good name for a podcast or a good name for anything that we do, and then I realize that yes, it's a good name, and somebody's already thought of it. Like when we first started to do a podcast with Adam a couple of years ago, I tried to do. We were going to make it about movies. It was going to be Keeping It Real. It was REEL. That's an IGN podcast, I'm pretty sure.
That's something like that.
Then I was going to do Real Talk with same gimmick. REEL. Already done.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
Which, with the whole concept of like Drinks After Work, I figured that you want to rebrand it, rename it. I'm okay with that now because I was going to say it's a month special, like it's a 1 month thing that we do where we get everybody we've ever done it with. So like we get Adam and Tommy, if for whatever reason we can get both of them in on it, or just one or the other, and that's our Drinks After Work, air quotes, episodes. Because everything else is just going to be me and you.
It's pretty much, it's 402 Films is pretty much Jake and Luke's channel.
So basically,
without the actual name of Jake and Luke.
Yeah. But like we do like a once a month, hopefully if we can get everybody fucking to
People are busy, man.
coincide with everybody's schedule.
I'm not available that much. I was going to say I'm easy. I am easy.
I'm easy. I'm easy to get hold of.
I'm not easy to get a hold of as much. I'm not only doing this podcast, I'm doing Batcast, I'm doing the Audible podcast, I'm doing so much work, and then I got school. I'm going back to school.
And I work 2 jobs because, got to make that paper
I'm
to
just
support the family.
Yeah.
Little Jimmy needs to go to school.
Luke's having a kid? I'm kidding, that's not real.
That's not true at all.
As far as you know.
It's like a fucking Twilight Zone. But yeah, like a monthly special where we bring the crew in and
the crew.
We talk about life and its
liberty and the pursuit of happiness.
Mishaps.
And Jesus.
So
we've got a lot that we want to talk about. So this is our inaugural episode, and much like Batcast, we're like, let's just sit down and record something real quick. Not have video of it, just have audio and kind of explain what we want to do. So, we're still working on a name. Hopefully, by the time this gets published, we'll have a name.
Shooting the shit.
But
what's our central concept with this? Just talk about ideas.
This is just us hanging out. This is shooting the shit. Like it's
Okay.
just you and me just riffing.
So this is
about.
this isn't. You're gonna be your idea of pitches and shows.
We'll get to that.
This is just
No, this
the
is
prequel
this
to
is
that.
this is essentially like kind of like the Game Over Greggy show. Like you bring in a topic of discussion that you want to talk about, or just bring in something that whatever's on your mind. You kind of look at it this way. It's not necessarily news based. It can be. It's kind of like a morning show where we just kind of go. It's a banter. It's a dialogue. It's not anything in particular that we have to like.
We could just call it what you called it when we were trying to do the American Fro. We did the behind the scenes, the late night tomorrow morning, the Why Are You Up show. Our news channel.
Late night tomorrow morning.
The Why Are You Up? No, that's how we introduce it. It'd be
Insomniac Radio.
We're like, Why Are You Up? This
Jesus.
is the late night tomorrow morning
This is
show.
what I get for wearing the headphones.
Yeah.
That's another thing. That should be a Patreon tier. Give us money to buy a headphone splitter. Because we can't
$5.
we can't afford a $5 headphone splitter for the soundboard. So yeah, this show it's off the wall. It's whatever we want it to be. So for instance, what I want to try
to call it Why Are You Up? And we're gonna do this one at midnight. That's when we'll release this one.
midnight Central Standard Time.
I'm pointing at the camera. There is no camera.
What about I like Insomniac Radio or Insomniac.
Insomniac Radio.
The Insomniacs. That sounds like a great band name.
Insomniac. Because
Why Are
I'm
You Up?
on the Mexican radio.
We'll call it the Butt Crack of Dawn.
Who's done?
The Butt Crack of Dawn. Coming to you live from Jake's basement. But, so yeah, that's the kind of general concept of the show. We kind of riff on whatever. We could do, what I want to try to do, maybe not every week, but maybe once every other couple weeks, we could just talk about
Our progress.
what video games we're playing, what shows we're watching that we really want to talk about, what movies we want to see, things we're interested in. So it's just pretty much us just talking. Just
So it's
chit-chatting.
basically like a current event of what's going on with basically the Patreon, the channel, our lives, kind of thing.
yeah, it's kind of an update on our channel and our lives and things we're interested
cool.
in.
I can do that.
That's on the agenda. Can I see that notebook, please?
Yes, sir.
I want to kind of give a. But while we think of a name, that's the thing is, I do want to promise something. Our initiative for 402 Films to, as we slowly relaunch in 2016 into 2017, we will plan things out. This is the first. This is the last of the not planning shit. And then in the future, we will actually plan stuff. But yeah, first things first on the agenda. This show will be the first new thing that we do. It's something new for you guys to get interested in. Backcast will still be here. That to be fair, Backcast was the first show that started the change.
It was the unofficial launch sequence.
launch.
So, yeah.
That mostly became because we're like, we talk about Batman so much. Why don't we just do a podcast about it? Kevin Smith can do it. Why can't we? So what we're going to try to do with this, with the new channel, we want to be transparent as possible and kind of give you the gist of what's going on. We got a new show that's going to come out. We're going to do more podcasts because we like doing those because they're
It's very true.
easy production as well. But the new shows that we're going to be doing is we love doing these so much in Backcast, and we did it a few times in Drinks After Work. We're going to have a show called Pitches and Shows. It's a play on bitches and hoes. Pitches and Shows is essentially what we've done with when we do a fantasy casting episode or when we pitch ideas for movies. We're going to make a whole show about that. So we're going to sit down, and it's going to be very specific. So it's like pitch a Jurassic Park sequel. Pitch the next. It could be, or it could be new. It could be like, pitch a movie that has to have Mel Gibson in it, or things like that. Just goofy, silly stuff where we just pitch ideas and shows.
Where we pitch a show and
who knows, if we like it enough, we might actually do it.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Which, like the whole Batman Batcast of the sequel to the relaunch of the DCEU, where we did the whole flashback type Batman movie, I'm so down with that we need to do that shit.
We definitely do. We definitely do. Another thing that we haven't announced yet, we've talked about it a lot over the summer. We went to Facebook and Twitter and asked, and on my Instagram, not on the actual channel's Instagram, but we went on Facebook and Twitter and things like that. All I did was put up a picture of Jim and Rico and said, like this if you want a Beach Cops movie. We got enough good response from it that we are going to go through, and we are currently working on the script for a Beach Cops movie. Luke and I are not giving a timetable for when it's actually going to be here, mostly because I don't want to commit to anything yet.
It's a work in progress.
We working on the first draft. We haven't finished the first draft, but
because we want it to be good. We don't want it to be just batshit fucked up. I mean, we do, but we don't want it to be as loosely written as the other episodes. But we want it to be.
The thing is, Beach Cops worked that way because of its form. It's short form.
Episodic, no real plot.
And when you're running 3 to 5 minute episodes,
Right.
You can afford to do that. We want to make a longer movie. I'm not saying it's going to be feature
Fucking
length,
2 hours and shit. Hour maybe.
if we're lucky. I mean,
45 minutes.
over.
Is probably what we're shooting at.
I think our sweet spot might be 30 minutes because the
We
Overseer
had the Overseer at
40
almost an hour.
it was 48 or something.
It was
like that.
insanely long, just
You
because.
could tell it was dragging on.
Yeah.
We tried something new. It didn't land as well as we thought it would. People seem to really want Beach Cops
That
more.
movie was filmed with 3 characters, believe it or not, with the exception of the one, my sister.
And then we just kept, we played different characters.
But we
the
just
whole
recycled the same.
But
cast.
yes, we're going to do a Beach Cops. We'll be working on the first draft. No commitment on when it's going to be released. When we're even going to have a teaser trailer. Because believe me, when we have that teaser trailer, you're just going to blow your fucking mind.
Yeah.
You're gonna wish you were there. You're gonna be like, I'm glad I listened to that podcast. Another thing we want to point out, we're gonna bring back 402 Short Films, our sketch comedy show. That we're going to try to release every other week, because again, we're so busy and busy schedules, and we're gonna want to get as much as our friends on the show as possible to create more characters and do things with that and have fun with that. So we're gonna try to do that every other week. Jake and Luke taste. Not many people like it. Not many people watch it, but we do. So fuck you. We're gonna keep doing that show.
We like food. If you watched any of the previous video anythings, you understand that we are chubby men and we like to eat. So we're gonna keep eating and showing you what we're eating. So fuck off.
Yeah. So deal with it, bro.
Get at me, dude.
Luke is going to have his own show on this channel as well. It's going to be, we're still working on the title, but he is our costume designer and for this channel. And he does really well. I like his costumes. I like what he does.
Thanks, bro.
And I wanted to showcase your abilities and put that into a series and have a show for that. So that's going to be coming up as well. Again, these timetables are still TBD. We're still trying to be announced. We're
determined.
It's TBA, bro.
I know.
We're still trying to. Again, we're working out the kinks. We're trying to be transparent with you, and the whole thing is we're trying to make this better. We want the channel to be better. We want to give you good content.
Okay, I got another idea, real fast.
Pitches.
And this is another kind of like. I would love for it to be every week, but we know that's probably not going to happen. I would say every other week would be awesome, but bring in Tommy and have him do conspiracy theories. And he just fucking talks about all kinds of crazy ass shit.
That reminds me. That's important. The episode of 402 Short Films when we had Tommy on as John Bovey had such a great reaction amongst friends and people loved it so much.
Can't rock and flip burgers, bro.
We liked everybody. We got such good response to that. So we are actually going to go through and do a special 3-part
behind the scenes
3-part episode a 3-part story. So it's kind of like True Hollywood Story, but we tell it in 3 parts of John Bovey's story, his rise, his fall, his comeback, his return to grace, whatever you want to call it. That will be coming too. We're going to get Tommy to do that. We're also working on a 402 Films Halloween special to give to you guys, hopefully by the end of the month. I mean, October just started, so we have time. Again, it's also trying to nail down concrete timetables for our people. Another thing we want to announce is that we are going to have a website. 402films.com will be a thing. We're currently working with, if you listen to the Audible podcast, thank you. There's like 6 people that do. We're working with Derek, who designed that website. We're working with him, and hopefully going to have that out by January. In that time, in that time frame, January, February time frame, we're going to have 4002films.com have the website. We're also going to have a merch store. So we're working
that where you could buy all the merch ranging from the infamous
the logo shirt,
smokes, pussy, and stashes type stuff that Rico Sanchez does.
And we're working on a logo shirt. If you listen to Smooth Unicorn, which you should, soundedhollow.com/smoothunicorn. If you listen to them and you like them, we're going to start selling T-shirts as well as doing music videos. We're going to try to make that a big thing too. We're working on music videos for that. Again, we're being transparent. This is really the only thing that's going to be this show itself and pitches and shows and like those
99%
podcasts.
of this stuff is pre-production.
Yeah,
it's a lot of ideas up in smoke floating
it's
around
just
in our brains.
we're just announcing that we're going to
soon.
We're going to get back into making videos. We took too much time off, I think, in 2016, and things happen. Stuff moved around.
Life.
I moved. He moved.
It is no longer the LNK. It is
we are in
Metro.
Omaha. We are in the Metro now. So
little relocation with the rebrand, the relaunch.
And again, we're being transparent. We're saying these things are coming. They will happen. They are going to happen. It's not one of those things where we say that we're going to do it and we're not going to, this is an idea that we have, we're never going to do it. It's going to happen. We're going to do it. So, 402 Films is coming back. Campfire Stories? What's that?
Campfire Stories is, I just want to do like a fall themed run.
And then winter we can do Fireside.
Yeah. So
keep the fire theme.
I want to do kind of like almost like a storybook type reading type thing. So for like October, do like scary stories.
Which would be funny because you could be like whoever, or we could change it, but the narrator, like say you're telling a story, so you're the narrator, and then we act it out.
Yeah. So basically,
right? Is that what you're going for?
Yeah. So basically, like Drunk History, where they have the guy telling the story, and then they have other people acting it out. So I want my voice to be dubbed over everybody.
I don't know. That might come off too much like that.
Too much like that. True. But in the same
it could be funny if we don't talk. Like if you say something happens and then we just like motion it. Like I don't know.
Right. But,
I mean, I don't know.
Like the same concept.
The trick is you don't want it to be too much like that. I like the idea. I think it's cool. I want that.
But it's basically just like we're sitting around a campfire, camping out, like Boy Scout type thing.
And it's funny because it's going to be the guys at the campfire. They're going to be acting out the story. So like you get like those flashback scenes in movies. So we could do that. I like that. We should do that.
And then we run that through like October. We do it like scary stories.
Should have saved it for pitches and shows, dude. I would have fucking accepted it right away.
It's true. But then for like November, do like history type stuff because it's.
I've always wanted to. I'm glad that you brought that up because we were gonna try to do that last year, the
and
first Thanksgiving video.
And then for December, do like Christmas specials, but like sitting by the fire inside with like wearing Christmas sweaters and shit like that,
drinking some eggnog, drinking some coffee.
I want it to be very
hot chocolate,
holiday central.
I like that.
Centered.
I think we pretty much covered it. Of things that we want to try to do and get done. The Jake and Luke live, I am not ruling that out. We had so much fun doing that on Periscope last year, but now with Facebook Live, it's even easier and for people to access it.
Right.
I might have it on my personal Facebook first and get people over that way to the page and say, hey, this week it's on my channel, but my profile. The next week it's going to be on the actual 402 Films channel or site or whatever, and then we could actually post it later on YouTube. If there's a way to do that, I don't know how Facebook Live exactly works with that stuff, but who knows?
Like Periscope, it almost basically just
So
a video file.
That
download it and put it on.
So Mom, because I'm sure you're the only one that watches our channel. There's a lot of cool stuff coming this way for your son, for you to watch with your son. So you get that excited. Now that housekeeping's out of the way, for this show, for this month of October, I want to keep with the themes. I like the theme of spooky. It's a scary month for the channel. Housekeeping's out of the way, for this show, for this month of October, I want to keep with the themes. I like the theme of spooky. It's a scary month for the channel. Scary ghosties. We kind of made an idea, or I came up with the idea to... it's called puberty. I just hit it. I came up with the idea that for the month of October, I want to sit down, watch a scary movie. Maybe not current. It could be... I was going to say classic, but I feel like we can play with any time period, really. But
I just want to do and watch really shitty scary movies, and talk about them
and just butcher them. So,
because if you watch a good one, it's just like
that was a good movie. Yeah, I mean, we could watch them, but that'd just be like that would be any other episode though. That would just be us. Because usually, if we like something a lot, we'll talk about it. So there you go. So this week, Hellraiser. We're talking about Hellraiser. Now, I'm sure there are Hellraiser fans out there. It became to be a massive franchise, and I get it, man. I get that you liked it. I mean, I don't get it, because I hate that movie. But I get that it's a franchise. So
there was no point to it. It didn't make sense.
It was Luke, Sarah, and I. Luke, Sarah, Tommy, and I all watched Hellraiser a couple weeks ago. Sarah actually has audio. I want to post the audio on the channel because I think it's funny. Because it's terrible because it's with a phone and it's kind of in her.
And 90% of it apparently is us doing fucking on a subway.
Eric, God damn it, I did it again. Luke has a decent sized apartment, and we were in the living room, so the sound is a little spread out. But that being said, I think it's interesting commentary on the movie. So maybe after we post this, we might put that up there. Yeah, fucking on a subway is where we came up with that idea. So Hellraiser. What the fuck? Let's talk about Hellraiser. First of all,
why?
Why do people like this movie? I don't get it.
I get,
and you can't.
80s, it's probably just 80s good. People in the 80s were like, dude, that's fucking edgy. That's crazy. What?
Well, yeah, it was something. I don't. Here's the thing.
Well,
most of the time, time period doesn't affect me. Most of the time, an older, I can't tell you how many times I fucking talk about The Thing and how much I love John Carpenter's The Thing. Mm-hmm. That came out in the 80s. You and I are hardcore practical effect guys. So when we see practical effects in movies, we love it. We want more of it. We like that. And there are some really great effects in this movie for its time. But it's not even an 80s thing, dude. The acting is awful.
That's true. That is
it's
true.
Just bad.
And it's funny because there's literally only 3 people in this whole fucking movie. And
I mean, I did like that aspect of how small the movie really is. And to me, that's when horror can be its most effective, is when it's
so small cast.
Yeah. Like Don't Breathe, for example, that came out.
There's just one guy.
Dude, Don't Breathe. If you don't do anything, you definitely need to check it out when it comes out on Blu-ray, because that movie was phenomenal. I love that movie. It's probably one of the, there's you see those quotes as taglines, it's the best American horror film in the last 20 years. I can't say that that's necessarily a false statement. This is a really good movie. And the beauty of that is because it's so small. It's such a brilliant concept. There's only literally four actors in this movie. Well, maybe 6 or 7. But the point is, it's 3 main characters and the blind guy in this house. And that's literally the whole entire fucking movie. Like it's an hour and 20 minutes, and it's quick. It's like an hour and 20 minutes of just nonstop
which is
intensity.
which is a good time frame for a scary movie because
Right. It doesn't need to be 2 hours.
You don't need to drag it out.
In this
for 2
movie,
hours.
good God. I don't know if it was 2 hours, but it sure as fuck felt like it, man. Because it was just, oh my gosh. Like, okay, first of all, Clive Barker, whatever you may feel about him as a writer, I haven't really read anything of his, but I've heard he's a great horror writer. He's up there with like Stephen King, and Dean Koontz is one of like Dean Koontz is one of like the top tier horror writers. But this movie, it doesn't explain anything. I understand where people could be like, you have to pay attention, and there's subtleties in movies, but like, okay, so this guy finds a cube, and the cube unleashes
these like magical Rubik's Cube thing, and he like opens it up, and it unleashes this like council of demons.
There's ciphers, I think is what they were called. Ciphers. I don't remember. I think that was the name.
Like they didn't explain why he wanted to summon these demons. Like, why were they coming? Were they just coming to like give him this all power to go around fucking bitches? That he could just be like, "Hey, sorry, I'm fucking your wife." But
no. The cube. Excuse me. If you figure out the cube, it brings in the demons.
Yeah.
Okay. And they rip his skin off. And which was kind of cool how they did the effects. Like some of this stuff is brutal. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like some of it's pretty brutal.
But what I'm saying is like they didn't explain why they took him apart.
They later in the movie they kind of explain it as we are demons that mix passion and pain, and we can't tell the difference. And their kind of thing is they punish you for. I mean, like I think the whole moral of the story was they were punishing him for being a shitty person and
having an affair with his brother's wife.
Yeah, I think that's what their whole point was. But even then, it's not. And I'm not one of those guys that has to have the whole movie explained to me. I like subtleties. I like that. But
we don't understand this movie at all.
I don't fucking get it, man. And when people say like, "Man, you just don't get it," I don't. You're right. Don't. You're right. I really don't get it. Like I just. I mean, different strokes for different folks, but this came out in 1987. It was an hour and 34 minutes, but it sure as fuck felt like 2 hours. Like it drags. It really drags on. It does actually have a good rating. It's 63% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's a 7 out of 10 average on IMDb. Like people like this movie. You want to hear me go on a fucking tangent about movies that are like held in regard as great films and like AFI Top 100 films. Just get me started on fucking 2001: A Space Odyssey. That garbage fire. You want to talk about a movie that doesn't fucking explain itself? It makes no goddamn sense.
I haven't seen it. I really
don't
plan to.
Don't waste your 2.5 hours on it. Don't. Because I sat down. I'm sorry. We'll get back to Hellraiser in a second. I gotta go off on a rager here, Mr. Rager. Nolan and Derek, good friends of mine. They're like, hey, you want to hang out and watch 2001: A Space Odyssey? I was like, oh, yeah, I really want to watch it because Nolan is much like us. Like, he loves sitting down and watching movies and wants to have an experience to be like, yeah, I saw that movie. Like, when people talk about, like, classic movies, like, yeah, I saw it that one time, whatever. So he invites me over to watch it. Oh, my God. I'm sitting there, and then it starts out with the fucking monkeys. It starts with the dawn of man is the beginning of this movie, and it's just no dialogue, just monkeys. Dudes in monkey suits fighting and shit.
Dudes in monkey suits. It's not even real monkeys.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, I don't know. It was made in the 60s. I want to know how much LSD Stanley Kubrick took to make this movie, because this movie is bizarre. I will say this. It is beautifully shot. There are some really beautiful visuals in this movie, but good God, it takes its time delivering its story, because it's just like, it plays, it's how everybody copies that? That's the scene that they're talking about, and it's the space station, and it's moving slowly in space, and they're interlocking the spaceships and all that. That's really cool. It's visually stimulating. I like it a lot. But that's pretty much it that I liked about that movie, because it doesn't explain anything about the characters. None of it's interesting. The only interesting thing is the computer that kills them, that hates humanity. I'm spoiling this movie because you're never going to watch it. And again, I really want Marco Aldana to listen to this guy we went to school with because he absolutely loves this movie and I fucking hate it. So anyway, Hal 2000 or Hal 9000, that's his name. Piece of shit guy, computer tries to kill these people, does kill them. Like literally shoots one guy off into space. It's pretty cool. But none of it makes any sense. There's several parts where it's just an acid trip. Like there's a scene that he's going through time and space. I can't make any sense of it. It's a bunch of big bright colors flashing at me, and I mean, I fucking hate that movie. I'm sorry. Everybody holds it up as this classic and regards it as classic, and it's just god awful. Back to Hellraiser. Is there anything that you liked about this movie?
No.
You didn't like it at all?
I mean, I want to continue to watch the franchise. Like I want to watch the other ones.
We tried to watch the second one, but we just didn't have the attention span.
Sure.
It was a Nebraska game. We were drunk. We just didn't have the attention span for it.
Because
We just watched The Fly. No, we watched that afterwards. We should do a podcast about that.
dude, The Fly, great,
The original.
great movie. It was fucking insane. But no, Hellraiser is just one of those movies where it's so god awful that it just pulls you in and makes you want to watch the rest of them just to see how bad they are. Like, I don't know.
Its budget was $1 million and its box office was $14 million, so they made a profit out of it.
But like their effects wasn't bad.
Dude, when he the reanimation scene when he reanimated,
Yeah,
that was fucking
that was cool.
awesome, dude. That was
like,
great.
The way they did stuff was pretty cool.
And
but,
you know,
like, the plot and the storyline, like, what the fuck?
It says a lot about a movie in the 80s with our ADD culture that was able to we're sitting there roasting this movie this whole time, like we're just grilling it, having fun. But honestly, when that reanimation scene, we all just shut the fuck up and watched it because we're like, this is amazing. For the fact that you just see this little drop of blood and then you see this, wasn't it like a fly thing that just slowly turned into a human head and then his body started.
It was so creepy.
And the
It was
effect,
so cool.
the visual effects are amazing.
It was like the blood bubbled on the ground and then the skeleton just popped up out of the floorboards, just slowly came up out of it.
It's crazy.
Rejuvenate
They don't even
the
explain that in the movie.
Yeah.
Nobody
shit.
in this movie understands how
Why
he
this fucking
regenerates.
guy comes to life because there's blood on the fucking ground.
It's said several times in the dialogue. I don't know what happened. It just happened.
Yeah.
It was cool. The visual effects were amazing. When he had no skin and it was just his blood and muscles. That was cool.
That was really cool. Because then when the daughter summons the Council of Demons with the Rubik's Cube,
What the fuck was that thing in the hallway that chased her? That big worm-looking
I
thing.
don't know. It's probably one of the guys. But she goes, Frank's alive. They're like, what? How did he escape? I don't fucking know.
Yeah, they don't know how he escapes. They don't know how he gets reanimated.
Jesus.
Also, by the way, the sex scene that was in that, take me. Apparently, the MPAA caused that to not be as sexy as Clive Barker wanted it to. He had more, there was spanking and more thrusting and more stuff, but he had to have that cut out because of the MPAA. But
That's too bad.
that would have
made the movie so much better.
so much less awkward.
Oh yeah, you like that?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, you're so much better than my husband.
Take me to Fuckville.
Take her to Fucktown.
That was probably my favorite. My crowning achievement in life was creating the term "Take me to Fuckville." Now that's a T-shirt, Luke.
Isn't that how we did fucking on the subway? Because you said "Take me to Fuckville," and I said, "All aboard the train."
Mm-hmm.
Fucking on a subway.
Fucking on a subway. At least we got that out of this fucking movie.
Route 69 coming soon. The sequel album to Smooth Unicorn's self-titled Smooth Unicorn. Sure, I'll do it.
But
Pop top.
yeah, don't use your teeth. That's I don't really know. I didn't I hated this movie, but there's some things I liked in it. I mean, yeah, the visual effects were amazing. The acting was awful. The direction, I just don't know. I just don't know. I'm gonna look up the plot and see if they can explain it better. Oh, can we just not gloss over the fact? Can we not gloss over the fact that how funny it was when she hammered those dudes in the head? The visual effect. Luke's grabbing a beer. I'll wait for him to come back. But there's just so much in this movie that I mean I understand what Luke's saying. It was 80s funny, or it was 80s good. It might have been acceptable in the 80s, but it's such a different standard of how we do things in movies nowadays. But okay, first of all, so he needs again no explanation why he needs
Human
people
blood
to
and
die for him to come back. No explanation of any of this. So when it does happen, it makes me laugh. But like when she hits these guys with a hammer, it's like a cartoon. I don't even know. Yeah, it's just, and so she's just luring these guys back like, oh, I'm gonna have sex with you, and then boom. The funniest thing was the first victim insisted on being naked. Like the actor wanted him to be naked because the scene to him made more sense naked, which is fine, whatever. Yeah. But then the MPAA didn't like it, so they made him put his shirt on or put his pants on, like his underwear, because they had to censor it. But I wish I'm sure there is. I'd have to Google it. There's got to be a director's cut out there, like an unrated director's cut.
Definitely.
And I can only imagine what garbage fire that could be. But Clive Barker's the only one that's attached to. He's only attached to the first one. Any other sequels were made by the studio and other writers and directors. So I'm imagining that it could only have gotten worse as the movies went along.
Well, the second one's called Drag Me to Hell.
No,
Hellraiser 2.
No, it's Hellbound, Hellraiser 2. And whenever a movie puts that in front, it should have just been Hellblazer 2 or Hellraiser 2, Hellbound. Why put Hellbound in front of Hellraiser? That's stupid. That's on the studio.
It's edgy and new.
Okay, so they're Cenobites and have perceived as both angels and demons. They are simply explorers from another dimension seeking carnal experiences, and they can no longer differentiate between pain and pleasure.
Right.
Because that fucking clarifies everything for me. Although they attempt to force Christy to return to that realm with them, she informs Pinhead that Frank has escaped. What? Wait, how'd that happen? What the fuck does that mean? Pinhead, what a name.
No.
Well, that's...
I'm Dirty Dan.
I'm Dirty Dan. I'm kind of interested, though. I will admit that. I do want to see the second one, because that explains Pinhead more, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Also, can we talk about the fact that, okay, so at the very end, he just takes his brother's skin?
Yeah.
He just puts it on him.
Like the whole
and then they fuck. That made me laugh so hard because there's no explanation to it or nothing lead up. It's just he just like caresses her cheek and it's just like right after that they're just banging.
Well, what made sense? I mean, it didn't make sense, but it made sense that he was rejuvenating as Frank. Like Frank was coming back, and then he's like,
he just takes. Oh fuck it! I need my brother's skin.
And he's like, I need one more to come back.
And it's like,
fully. And it's not even him that comes back,
which makes sense. Like it would to me, it makes sense. Like, oh, kill my brother. Okay, they come full circle.
Yeah, because his blood was the one that fucking rejuvenated him.
So it makes sense, and it just
And then they just ruined it with the fact that he became him.
Oh my god! And then the fact that he tries to fuck his niece.
Oh yeah.
At the end, and then
sucks out the lady's.
The lady that's helping him this whole time just says nothing personal, baby, and sucks out her soul. Like, what the fuck?
And then he goes, "Oh, your daughter looks just like you." And like
come to daddy.
Like, what the fuck?
This fucking movie.
But no. I pointed out from the beginning of the movie
that he had that fuck me eye.
Well,
no, she wanted to fuck her dad.
Her dad and her wanted to fuck because they had that. She kept giving him the fuck me eye.
Yeah.
So I think that was a little bit of foreshadowing, saying, "Hey, she just might do it." No. And then towards the end, when they're trying to put the Rubik's Cube back together, and the boyfriend is like, "Here, let me help." She goes, "Fuck you!" And just does it herself. Like, oh.
And then the fucking worm thing that with no explanation shows up again.
I think was that not one of like the demon angel people?
Oh,
or was it just another?
I think it was just like one of the like minions or monsters of the Cenobites, but still,
man.
What the fuck? But you're right. I kind of want to watch the second one just to grill it on this show.
Exactly.
I want to keep. You know what? Fuck it. We're not watching any other movies this month. We're watching all the fucking Hellblazer movies.
Hellraiser.
I keep saying Blazer. It's the stoner parody.
Hellblazer.
Whoa, man! Did you figure out that Rubik's Cube?
I've been doing that shit for like fucking
Instead of Pinhead, it's Dickhead.
dickhead. That's the porno.
I bet that exists. I don't even.
Oh, it probably.
We're gonna look for it.
As there's an Edward Scissorhands one called Edward Dick Hands.
I'm not surprised.
It's just like,
Well, there's a Sopranos one, but it's a pornos.
It's a pornos.
There's Batman v Superman, and
Batman D Superman.
no, it's Batman v Superman, but Batman and Superman double team Wonder Woman. I don't know how it happened. I didn't watch it or anything. I want to know how many sequels do they have?
At least 3, I want to say.
Oh, there's quite a few. I know that, but I'm just trying to figure out the franchise because I want to know how many are on Netflix and Hulu.
I would love to see Rob Zombie remake Hellraiser. 'Cause I think he did a really good job with.
I love how we started out. It's like we're gonna watch other. No, we're gonna fucking grill all the Hellraiser movies because fuck Hellraiser. So you really hated everything, other than the visual effects.
The visual effects are pretty cool,
But the acting was shit.
There was no plot. The acting was dick.
Oh my god, Roger Ebert gave the first Hellraiser, I think like 2.5 stars out of 4 or something. Gave Hellraiser 2 half a star.
Jesus.
It has a 50% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Well, the first scene,
So at least 50%.
The first scene of Hellraiser 2, I started watching it, and it was pretty cool.
Like
You
they were
see
showing
Pinhead
how,
putting
yeah,
his
yeah,
hands on,
they're
like,
kind of explaining him,
But that's probably the highlight of the movie. Yeah.
I'm gonna Google if all the Hellraiser movies are on Netflix or
I think
Hulu.
it's just like 1, 2,
Maybe
4,
the third
6
one.
or something stupid like that.
I hate when they do that.
When they skip a movie.
Yeah, it's like okay. All Hellraiser movies on Netflix. I don't know.
They might be on Hulu. That's where we watched the first one.
There's 9 Hellraiser movies. 9.
They're about due for a Hellraiser
There's
X.
more Hellraiser movies than there are fucking Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
In the main canon. I mean, Rogue One will be the 8th.
I'm not excited about it.
Because you're soulless and you don't care about
I don't
it.
like prequels. Hence the reason why I
But
find
Vader's coming back. I think it says the whole entire franchise is on Netflix. All 9 movies.
Cool.
Jesus wept.
yeah. And that ending, like, what? And then he gets ripped up again. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, we know Jesus wept. He died a very painful death. Like,
I just like, okay, that ending was cool, like the way that they ripped him apart. But
they could have said something else. Like,
I only bring that up because you were so mad because you're just like, thank God this fucking movie's over. It was like your reaction.
so dumb though. Jesus wept.
Yeah.
If he would have said like, hell is for real, I
I
would have.
don't even know about
like,
that.
Come on.
Jesus wept.
Or like Satan. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, we have to check that again because this was December of last year, so we'll have to make sure. But it's Hellraiser. It's Hellbound: Hellraiser 2, and then Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth, Hellraiser Bloodline, Hellraiser Inferno, Hellraiser Hellseeker, Hellraiser Deader, just called Deader, Hellraiser Hellworld, and then Hellraiser Revelations. And get this shit. It goes. The first movie came out in '87. The last movie came out in 2011.
I didn't realize it was that new.
Yeah, it spans. It goes 87, 88, 92, 96, 2000, 2002, 2005. 2 of them in 2005.
Whoa.
And then 2011. There's also rumors that Clive Barker is coming back to the franchise. I think it might be a remake. I'm not quite sure. I'm Googling that right now as we speak. But yeah, by far the favorite experience. I will say this, though. The movie did give me an experience. It gave me experience when I watched it with 3 other people that thought this movie was just as fucking dumb as I did. And it was like, how do
Sarah's
people...
seen it before and said it was awesome. I was like,
You know what?
No.
I love Sarah. She's a friend of the show. She's on the show sometimes. I don't fucking trust her judgment in horror films
she's a
anymore.
liar.
She thinks she's the
Fucking
horror
lies.
film guru. She doesn't
Fucking
know
lies.
shit.
Fucking lies, man.
Lie. Oh my god. So now we gotta watch. So we're gonna watch Hellraiser 2. come back next week and fucking tear this movie. You know what we should do is, if there was a way, we got to do it the right way. Because the last time we tried to do,
Can we just call this like the movie bash?
well, I mean, because the last time we tried to do commentary, we got flagged for copyright. So I think we had to have it completely. If there's a way to record it separately and have it completely muted, we'd have to do it that way. I mean, we could. We just say, hey, we're starting the movie now, and then start talking and just make sure nobody hears it.
Just doesn't hear the movie?
Yeah. There's a way. There's got to be. How do you think they do commentary in general? You know? Come on.
So we would just do it to where
They can only hear. They only can hear us
we
talking.
do the talking, and then we say, "Hey, cue up the movie."
Right.
And then they
We
watch
say
the movie
we're
as we commentate.
we as soon as we click play, we're like, and the movie's starting now, and then and then we go from there. But yes, because I would gladly do commentary.
Well, I think what we would do is we would just have the mics and watch the movie. And
Well, I mean, with these microphones, I don't think they wouldn't necessarily pick up the TV if we're not because we're gonna be sitting a ways back. So I mean, we're not gonna be up against the TV. They'll pick them up, but we're gonna watch 9 movies.
Jesus. Well, we have 30 days.
We do. So, well, we have less than that.
29.
Yeah. So, yeah. Bloodline.
Bloodlust.
Hellraiser. I think there's video games too based on this. I kind of want to play them. We gotta just dive in, man.
I just don't see how you can make a video game out of this.
I don't
you just
either.
kill people to suck their blood. And
I don't know. But yeah, so apparently the reason why he's not attached to any of the other movies,
because they're shittier than the one he
well,
made.
no, he didn't realize that it was going to be a franchise. He didn't think the movie was going to be as successful as it was. Good call, Clive.
As I believe.
They fucking exist, man. Hellraiser license for the Nintendo. They're on the NES. Oh, Magnet developed an unrelated video game called Hellraiser Virtual Hell.
Virtual hell.
I don't know.
Wow. That's crazy.
I don't even know. All right. But yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think I saw it. I'm checking it right now. Sorry, I got real close on the mic there. But I'm pretty sure that Clive Barker's coming back.
Which I hope it's a good one. That
Also, the
explains-
last couple movies were released like straight to DVD.
I figured.
And Doug Bradley as Pinhead was not in Hellraiser Revelations. And oh my God, it was the movie Hellraiser Revelations was shot in 2 weeks with a budget of $300,000.
That's so bad.
2 weeks. How does that happen?
We don't even do that in 2 weeks.
No, The Overseer took several months.
Yeah.
That's mostly because we got lazy, but still,
Yeah, but
2 weeks for 300. That is a project we would do for 2 weeks and $300,000,
and our budget would probably be like $1,000.
if that.
Yeah. Well, we can put a salary cap, but I mean, not necessarily we'll meet it.
So here's what Katie Rife of the AV Club wrote about the Hellraiser films. Here's what she wrote. She says the Hellraiser films intentionally alienate casual viewers and instead appeal to the type of fan she compares to a humorless art student who prefers dark poetry to the more fraternity-oriented slasher films. Continuing the metaphor, Rife wrote, even when its ambition exceeds its budget, which is often, it tries to say something with its occult art projects. I could not agree more.
Yeah.
So Hellraiser.
High schooler in the drama club
Right.
was like, hey, I got an idea for a movie.
It just sounds like a hipster made it. Like, I only get these movies because I fucking know true horror and all that stuff. So maybe we're calling Sarah a hipster, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, pretty much.
Look, if you like the movie, good for you.
More power to you.
Good for you, man. If you sat through that movie and you enjoyed it, fucking good for you. But me, on the other hand, whew, rough.
Yeah. Whatever, dude.
So, Luke, final verdict. What do we call it? What are we gonna call this show?
Slasher bash. I don't know.
Slasher Basher.
Slasher bash.
Slasher Basher.
The hash slinging slasher
At the Grindhouse.
Um,
You'll see it. You'll see the fucking title. You'll know.
I don't know. I was just gonna say of the movie bash. So like we're like just bashing movies.
Yeah, but what if we like movies?
That's true.
Let's
don't
all go to the lobby.
Let's all go to the lobby.
The concession standard.
What?
I don't know. I was trying to do something cool with concession stands, and it just sounded stupid. The Jake and Luke show of awesomeness, bro.
Just do, since I said this would be a late night
Why are you up?
Why Are You Up-esque thing, I would just call it the midnight showing.
Ooh, midnight showing. I like that.
Yeah.
But what if the show isn't about a movie? Ah, fuck it. I like it. We'll stick with that.
Midnight showing.
Late night
'Cause
tomorrow
I
morning.
figured if we're going to do the whole 4 Tuesdays and have everything released on Tuesday, do this at midnight.
Midnight Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday morning. Midnight 01.
That's how you start your 4 Tuesdays. It's either we're talking about movies, we're talking about video games, we're just talking about our lives. Midnight showing. I'm
Coming
on
soon to a theater near you.
I'm on Twitter and Instagram. Yeah, that's right. You can like my photos if you want. I'm on Twitter and Instagram at a lumberjake. Luke over here, my buddy over here. Where can the kids find you?
You can actually find me one of two places. You can follow my personal Twitter account at Luke, which is Lucas Moyer on the Twit space. You can also follow my art-related Twitter account, which is called Magnetic Reflections.
You should probably trademark that.
You should. You can look at the bio and understand why I called it that.
Also, there's a lot of art on that Twitter.
And I want to say that it is Moyer Lucas, something like that.
It's Moyer underscore
It's-
Lucas.
It's my name again, but it is.
What's my name again?
What's my name? Say my name.
But yeah, a lot of Luke's artwork is on there. That's
Yeah,
it.
it's at Moyer underscore Luke, and that's Magnetic Reflections.
Pitch it, man. Pitch your art and shit.
Where I do custom costumes, custom action figures,
And paintings. Which
The holiday season is coming up. So, at me. Message me at my Twitter name. That way I know it's real. Where you can possibly order an Ridge.
once
for
we
Magnetic Reflections.
once we actually get the website made and the store up, we will sell his art on there as well. So if
Stay
you
tuned for Patreon, you might even get a little
personal shit. Again, that's also the thing. We're going to restart our Patreon. We're going to completely delete it and start over because nobody gave us money. Anyway, rightfully so. We didn't earn it. So anyway, yes, you can follow this. You can follow the YouTube channel. Right. You can like, comment, subscribe right here on YouTube. You can also follow our channel on Twitter at 402films, where we can get some updates, some interesting stuff there. And have a great rest of your night, day, or lunch.
good morning, good night, and fuck you. Just kidding. I love you guys. The one or two people that actually listen. That's deuces, bro.